Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Ozzy with Ozzy Mechanics, and on today's video we have this 2009 Ford F-150 right behind me. So the issue with this Ford F-150, customer was complaining that they took it to a couple of shops and they're trying to fix up the AC, but the other shop said that they had electrical problems and they couldn't get it done. So how about in today's video we try to figure out this issue and give the vehicle back to the customer. Alright, so we're inside the vehicle right now, and as you can tell, check this out, we're almost 120 degrees here in the Houston area. So AC is really important on this vehicle right here. He's actually one of my old customers. He called me and I looked at, and anytime that I talk to a customer I always look at text messages, and this was I think 6 years ago when I worked on this car. But he told me he took it to a different shop. They looked at they checked it out. He had it there for about a week and still no repair. He was saying there was an electrical issue and that was in his strong point, so he directed to bring the vehicle to my shop. So let me just show you exactly what's going on. As you can see, we have this right here. It is at 120 degrees. We're gonna go ahead, try to turn on the AC so we can verify right here on the actual, you can see that's turning on and off, and we're gonna go ahead and see what we have. We'll put recirc, and right now this is just, it feels really, it doesn't feel cold at all. I can tell you that, not at all. All right, so the customer did tell me that the previous shop told them that there are some codes that came up. So we're gonna pull up our top-down Phoenix Max right here, and we're gonna see exactly what kind of codes we have. So let's put the key on position. Let's see what we get. All right, so the codes that we have right here is going to be a left temperature damper motor, air distribution damper motor, and air distribution damper motor position sensor. Okay, so basically those codes that we're having right here is just showing that the actual doors or blend motors are not working properly. But is that going to cause it to not throw cold air? Possibility. So what could actually happen right here, let's say that the door inside the system right here, let's say the door right there is stuck on hot and you're trying to put it on cold. There's a possibility that can happen, but this only shows for the left temperature dampener motor. So what happens with the right one? You know, both sides right here are both, I'm telling you, hot. Left or right are hot. So what I want to do is actually hook up my pressure gauges and see what we have first. Anytime I do an AC job, I want to see what we have there, and then after that we can actually look at our scan data right here as well, and then see what we get. Like we see right here, we have those codes, but I want to see what other stuff we have. So let's actually hook up our gauges, and then from our gauges we can see if it's correlating to our scan data right here. Okay. All right, so we're in front of the vehicle right now, and I have two things right here. So I have my AC machine, and on top of that I do have my scan tool right here. So what I want to do right now, I'm pretty sure the previous shop was competent enough to verify that it did have, you know, R134, but still I gotta just make sure on my end that this was true. So I have my AC machine right here. Let's start off with the high side. All right, and I heard something, and that, okay, holy smokes. All right, now let's go to the low side. Man, let me just show you right off the bat. That is 175. Wow. All right, let me get something for that. All right, it's like the Incredible Hulk actually put that sucker in there. So let's check out the low side, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same thing. And as you can see, it went all the way to the other side. Holy smokes, they overcharged this son of a gun. So now we're gonna get our scan tool, we're gonna verify the readings on here, and let's check this out. So if we go to the HVAC, let's see if they have the same readings. So we're gonna select all, go ahead, and then if we look at this, we just want to verify that. Okay, so it's not gonna be on this side, so we're gonna go to the PCM side, and we're gonna go over here and see which one it has. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get the AC on here. Actually, it's right there. All right, so if we look at this, holy smokes, dude, this is AC pressure sensors reading 200 psi. 200 psi. That's actually when it's on. That is crazy. You know what? I'm gonna get more AC information right here. The good thing is that there's one part that says AC conditioning request signal. Let's go inside the vehicle and let's try to see what happens whenever we try to turn this on. I'm kind of curious. And if we do that, we're gonna get the AC request signal on. So when we go here, let's turn on the vehicle. And remember, so AC request signal is not on. We're gonna turn on the AC right here. There you go. What the heck? Okay, on the scan tool it shows yes. Let's turn this off. You see, as soon as we turn it off, AC request signal is not on, but as soon as we turn it on, it is on. You know what? Let's get into the wiring diagram. Let's check this out. Let's see what we find out, because for some weird reason the compressor is not turning on. We can actually go over here to the compressor and verify that. I know when the compressor is on, and I can tell you this is not on right here. So let me get a light right here so I can show you. Put it down here. So I'm gonna see if there's a special function on this. But I can see right now, the air conditioning right now is not on. Let's see, let's try to turn it off and on. Off and on. And the compressor's not turning on. Alright, cool. Let's check out this wiring diagram, and I'm kind of curious what we're going to see right here. Hopefully we can try to find out what's in the system, and then we can see what's going on. This does look like an electrical issue, but that's crazy. 200 psi. Too much. Alright, so we're on service information now. This is a 2000 Ford, let's see, pickup. I think it's a 5.4. And what we want to go to is going to be the AC system. So we're going to go wiring diagram, and then we're going to go to air conditioning. So now what I want to see is, here is our compressor coil right here. So the compressor coil, it only has 2 wires. It's going to be pretty simple. It's just a violet and white and a black and gray. That's it. So black and gray is going straight to G101, and the violet and white is going to be our power that's going to be coming from the AC clutch relay. And the cool thing about this is that we have 2 fuses. So you can see fuse 77 that comes from the PCM power relay, and then from there that powers up one end, and then we have this fuse 30, a 10 amp fuse that powers up the other end of the AC. And then from there we have a white and brown, and that is coming from our powertrain control module. That powertrain control module, pretty sure, grounds it out, because we have the power on 77, grounds it out on the white and brown, and when everything works, it's going to go ahead and send power to the violet and white. So what I want to do first, remember, we're trying to do the easy stuff really quick. Let's just verify that we have power on fuse 77 and fuse 30. What we can do right here is let's see if this Ford has it. Haha. So we have fuse 30, which is, hey, someone has already been here. There's a fuse, and this one looks all burnt up. I guarantee you, I bet you that's that fuel pump fuse right there. So we have, that's not going to be on this video. We have this fuse 30, which is going to be this 10 amp fuse, and then we have a fuse 77, which is going to be this 10 amp fuse. Let me get a test light, and we're going to hook up one end to battery negative, and from there we're going to test this out. So let's get this test light. So we have one end that we're going to hook up to our battery negative and verify that our test light's working. So we're touching the other side. Now we have to make sure that the key is on the on position. I verified that. So now let's check out, which fuse was this one? Fuse 30, nice and bright on one end. We go to the other end, nice and bright. Now let's go to fuse 77, and we're going to verify that, nice and bright and nice and bright. All right, cool. So now we can see that we have both fuses right there. Now the next question is the relay. What number is this relay? It doesn't say right here, it just says that's the relay. So what we can do is go to a component location. All right, here it goes. So if we click on here, we can actually see, so AC clutch, it's gonna be on the right hand side on the small relays. So it looks like it's this one right here. Now I'm kind of curious if we can turn this on and off, see what happens. All right, I'm still on the screen where we can turn it on and off or direct it. Okay, did you hear that? On, off. On, off. Okay, cool. So we can see right here that you can actually hear it. Off, on, off, on. Now the question is, why is this not turning on? Okay, now my next thing that we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna go to the compressor and we're gonna find that cable, and I'm gonna try to see if we can turn it off and on. Like right now I'm gonna keep it on, and what I'm gonna do is just move this test light down to the bottom, and we're gonna go ahead and find this connector, and then we're gonna see if we can actually back probe it and see what the heck is going on. So let's go to the bottom of the vehicle and let's see what we find out. All right, so we're underneath the vehicle right now, and as you can see, this compressor is caked up. It has a pretty bad oil leak, or I don't know, because on both sides, yeah, this is I don't know if it's dirt, oil, or whatever, but we are back probed on the back of this, and as you can see, I have my scan tool still tied in, and it's on the on position, and like I said, this relay is turning on, but right now there's nothing. If we touch over here, I'm touching the starter, shows that it has power, but we go to this where it's supposed to be powered up, there is nothing. All right, another thing that we can do, well, I do want to check out this power side, because there's a ground on the bottom too, but I want to know why it's not powering up. I think I'm more concerned about that, because this should be powering up, and like I said, I can hear the relay. So let's go to the top of the fuse box, and I'm gonna see if I can open it up and see what's going on, if the actual relay is actually pushing voltage out. So let's go to the top, let's see what we find out. We have our fuse box right here, and what we want to do is get underneath here, but they have some clips right here, and I kind of already took a little bit of them out, and right here, this is what holds the actual fuse blocks in place. So we move these over to open these up. That allows us to actually pull this up, and then we have this that we have to take off. And I made sure to do this off camera so we're not just wasting time. And then after that, we're gonna have these clips right here that has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So what I like to do is go one at a time. So if I start off over here, kind of pry up and then go from there. But now that we have this out, the thing is that this won't really let us all the way in. But if we look over here, there's the wires that we really want to get to. So inside, the important ones that we have right here is going to be the white, which is going to be, I think is over here, because this is kind of way in the back. As you can see, we have a white and brown, a violet, awesome, and then I think it's going to be a brown and red, yeah, right here. So these are the back ones because it kind of corresponds where this is at. So what I'm going to do is going to get something to pierce right there. The first one that we're going to do, I want to start with the white one. We have to make sure that the key's on the on position, so we're going to go ahead, and as you can see, that's a fuse 77. And just to verify that this is working, like, I'm just going to pull that fuse 77 out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this off, and then we're going to keep an eye on the, you see, so we're on the right part. Okay, so now we know that that fuse is good, so the wire integrity is good. Next in the line is going to be the brown and red. All right, brown and red, bam, and that one is going to be fuse 30, and it's going to be over here. So if we take this off, bam, ha ha ha. All right, now what we need to do is verify the control side. The control side is going to be the white and brown. So we're going to get the white and brown in here. And what we're going to do is, because that's going to ground out, we're going to move our test light lead to the positive side. And remember, always test before you start checking it out. All right, remember, it's on right now. And if we go to our Phoenix Max, let's turn it off. And there you go. Off, on, off, on. All right, so we have powers, command, and all that. Now the moment of truth. We're gonna go and verify violet and white. All right, so this should have power. So we're gonna move this back to our ground side, and let's see if it has power. All right, what's going on right here? Why is this not turning on? Let's see. Let's give it a little tap. Little tap. Hey! And I heard that. I actually heard the compressor turn on. Holy smokes. Okay, let's see if we can turn it on and off again. So we're gonna go over here. Off. There you go. On. Off. On. Okay, it's not turning on anymore. Let's give it a little slap. I think we have a bad relay. Luckily, there's a lot of relays up here. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna just remove this, get the one right underneath it, and just move it over. All right, cool. Now let's check this out. On. Hey, hey, look at that. Okay, so you can see it's off and on. You can actually hear the compressor in the bottom. Sweet cakes, man. A freaking, what? I think Ford sells it should be a $5 relay. This freaking relay, which it should be like $5, $3. I'm pretty sure Ford is gonna sell this for a shit ton. All right, what I want to do, this is way too much R134. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna evacuate this and recheck this out, because I don't want to turn it on with this much. Remember, it was 180 psi. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover this, see how much is actually in there. I don't know if it tells you on this. I think they took it off. All right, so we're gonna find out how much this actually needs. So we go right here, refrigerant. This is 1.5 pounds or 68 kilograms. So we're gonna see how much we're gonna pull out, and then recover it, and hopefully just put a brand new relay and then do this, man. This was pretty simple. So let me recover this, let me see how much we get, and we'll go from there. But we did recover the system, and surprisingly it was not overcharged. If it was just minimal. But we're gonna go ahead and charge this up. Like I said, it was about 780 kilograms. Right here is 780 kilograms. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on the high side. I'm kind of curious, what caused the relay to go bad? Is the compressor bad? Is it overworking itself? What's going on? Or do we just have a bad relay? As you can tell, this is not a big relay. This is a really small one right here. So that can be it. We're gonna go ahead and fill up the system. Normally what I like to see is static pressure is around the temperature of the ambient temperature. Remember, it showed 120 degrees, and as you can see, we are around there, 110 or something like that. The shop is really hot inside right now. That's not a good number. Hopefully we don't get bad luck out of this. But right now, as you can see, we are pretty good. I think the other one was slightly, I'm talking about slightly overcharged, but remember, it was at 170. I don't know why. Maybe because the engine compartment was hot, the guy just dropped it off. So there you go. We have 680 grams. Now we're gonna go ahead and turn on the vehicle and make sure that the AC is working and see what our readings are. Let's go ahead, turn on this vehicle. Remember, 110 degrees. It's not that hot. All right, now the moment of truth. We're gonna go ahead, turn this on. See if I can hear the compressor turn on. We're gonna check our readings. Man, I was all freaking out. Let's see. Do we still have it on command? Yeah, let's turn this off. Man, I got scared. Okay, there you go. All right, as you can see, we are getting something, but I do not like how that compressor sounds. All right, let's go inside. Let's see. Right now, the readings are a little bit high. Like I said, it's 110 degrees in the shop right now, plus the humidity. So that's why our readings are going to be a little bit higher. But we want to go inside right here and see if it's cold. Okay, there you go. All right, I'll tell you this. Right now, we are at least, it's getting down to 72 degrees. Rule of thumb is we want it to be at least a 38 degree difference, almost close to 40. If we do the math here, let's say we do hit 70. So 70 plus 30 is 100 degrees plus 10. We're kind of right there. So actually it's not too bad. Look at that. 70 degrees. It's probably because it's really hot outside. That's why it's not getting too cold. But like I said, if I see a 40 degree difference, we're at 110, now it's at 70 degrees. I'm pretty happy. So I'm just gonna let the customer know that, you know, there's a chance that this compressor might be going bad, and that's what's causing this. But now we're at 68, and I feel really good now. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay right here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna see if I can get it any colder, and then we're gonna go from this. All right, so what do you think of this video? Holy smokes. Did you like my process on this? Did you like how I was actually diagnosing it? Because it's just a relay. Oh, that's crazy, man. You gotta understand, when I do this diagnosing, I gotta cross all my T's. So I gotta verify what's going on from the beginning to the end. And from the beginning, I have to verify my fuses are good, everything's good, you know, everything's making it to the compressor, and we did verify that. But it was just a relay that we just had to move from one to the other. Really no expense, you don't have to spend any money on this. Luckily they had an extra relay, and it's gonna be from the trailer brake control module. So there you go. So let me know what you think of the actual videographer. He's right now recording this. Like, this is the new way that we're gonna do this. Do you like the point of view, or do you like the one that's in front of you? So let me know, comment down below. But like I end up all my videos, if you do like this video, please put a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell to get our brand new videos coming out from Oz Mechanics. You take care, you have a nice day. Goodbye.